States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Yeah, you right. Thanks so much for joining us. Corey Johnson back at you. Got a good one lined up for you on this Thursday afternoon. What the hell? I can't believe this list. This is crazy. Oh, we'll have to talk about this soon. Wow. I'm looking at a 10 best cities in the United States. And I don't see New Orleans in the 10 best.
I thought you were about to say you did see New Orleans.
No, I thought it would be a no-brainer. But I do not see New Orleans. I don't see what they're talking about here. It says New Orleans ranks 5th, and I don't see New Orleans 5th at all. All right, let's get ready for the program, Mario Brothers. We're starting in a few minutes, right?
Yes, sir.
We got to get the show ready, right?
Yeah.
What time you got? I got 10 to 4 right now. We got about 10 minutes till we start things up.
Something like that.
All right, cool.
Let's go with that.
All right. Oh, wait, we're going right now. Thanks for joining us on a Thursday afternoon. I was scrambling because I'm looking at an article that says Condé Nast top 10 cities. New Orleans is 5th. And then I pull up the Condé Nast top 10 cities, and New Orleans isn't on the list. Pull that up, Mario Brothers. Condé Nast, C-O-N-D-E. Second word, Nast, N-A-S-T. Top 10 U.S. cities. And tell me if New Orleans is 5th on that list, my bro. That's Mario Brothers. We're putting him to work, double duty. Not only running the program, but answering your phone calls. And now, triple duty. Looking up crap for me on Google. You got him as 5th?
How is San Juan, Puerto Rico?
Oh, dude. Well, come on. I mean, Oakland's on the list, you know? Oakland,
Yeah,
California.
That's a U.S. province, not a U.S.
Well, no, it's a U.S. city.
Okay.
You know.
Speaking, I guess.
No, a Puerto Rican or Puerto Rican is, a U.S. citizen.
I thought you had to be a state to be in a U.S. city, but
no.
Stand corrected. No, I don't see New Orleans.
Yeah, exactly. New Orleans isn't 5th.
Yeah.
New Orleans isn't on the list.
You were looking at the NOLA.com article.
Yeah.
Says
Yeah. Says they're 5th. Tell me how they're 5th. What are they 5th in? Did I miss them? They're 5th in restaurants or something?
Yeah. Whoever wrote this article might be wrong.
I think they're wrong.
Yeah.
I don't see New Orleans 5th. I do see Pensacola, Florida 10th. And someone might be like, that's crazy. Especially when you see Honolulu 9th and Pensacola's 10th. Just Pensacola, Florida mixed in with Honolulu. I think most Americans would be like,
he links he tries to cite his work and he links his to a different article, and it says San Juan is number 5.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got Pensacola 10, Honolulu 9, Lexington, Kentucky 8, Oakland, California 7.
Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah, Oakland ahead of San Francisco.
Home of the Wildcats.
Savannah's 6th, San Juan, Puerto Rico 5th. St. Augustine, Florida's 4th. Alexandria, Virginia 3rd. Alexandria, Virginia is that like suburb of DC that's right next door. I don't know, to DC. Santa Fe, New Mexico, 2, and Charleston, South Carolina, 1. New Orleans isn't on the list. So I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, Mario Brothers. I'll have to read slowly and read the article again. I don't know.
We're both missing it. That's the case.
Yeah, we're both missing it.
Yeah.
But how New Orleans isn't on the list? I mean, these lists can be so arbitrary. I mean, how do you say like New York isn't America's greatest city? You know what I mean? It's sort of like, I don't know. But they're different things. It's about living and quality of life. And New York's tough. You know, it's hard to live in Manhattan. It's not the greatest weather. It's a concrete jungle, not a lot of elbow room, expensive. So I get it. But I get Charleston, even like Santa Fe, Alexandria, Virginia, kind of a head scratcher. St. Augustine, Florida, I get that. I was talking to somebody today about that. South of Jacksonville, St. Augustine. There's a lot of nice places in Florida. San Juan, Puerto Rico. I mean, it's Puerto Rico, so it's sort of second worldish. You know what I mean? It's not like, like you said, it's not a state in America, and it's not up to a state level. I guarantee if you went to per capita income, Puerto Rico would be 51. You know, all education, 51, like below Louisiana, Mississippi, West Virginia type 51.
Oh, yeah.
Savannah, I get. Oakland, California, someone is on drugs. Hey, we got to put Oakland in there. The guy paid us. I mean, how is Oakland, California in there?
Yeah, that's not a city. That's a city.
Come on.
In anything.
Lexington, Kentucky's just sort of I'm sure it's very nice. I'm not dogging Lexington. That I could see. Pensacola, people would argue, but I'm biased towards Pensacola. It's ironic. I was just talking to somebody from Florida today. Yeah. And we were talking about the panhandle of Florida. I'm like, I'm glad Pensacola kind of has this blue collar image. And I'm glad rich, affluent folks, for the most part, I mean, they're $1 million homes on Pensacola Beach, but most of those folks go to Destin, 30A, the affluent highway past Destin. That's the hot spot where properties are selling for 10, 15, 18 million dollars. Just absolutely crazy. Crazy prices. Thousands and thousands of dollars per square foot on Highway 30A. Places like Alice Beach. A friend of mine's developing, a West Bank guy, New Orleanian, Kaya Beach on Highway 30A. A couple of my buddies. One of them is the major owner. The other is his childhood friends, who's the president of the company. Went to college with them at LSU. Went 8th grade with them at Jesuit. And I went to De La Salle with one of them the rest of the way. And the other one graduated from Jesuit. Anyway, no, the De La Salle graduate's the guy who owns the $200 million development, and the Jesuit guy works for the De La Salle guy. Just to get you Jesuit people online on that one. That's a fact. I'm not saying that's the norm. Jesuit people are ridiculously successful. I didn't want people assuming. The De La Salle guy is the $200 million development owner, Kaya Beach, and the Jesuit buddy of his, who I'm friends with both, he's the president of the company. Anyway, no, I like Pensacola because it's, I don't know. I think there's culture in Pensacola. There are good restaurants downtown. It's 3 hours, all interstate, I-10 to I-110. You're on a non-interstate for about 3% of the trip from like Pensacola, the city by the arena, across the bridge to Gulf Breeze, and then across that bridge to Pensacola Beach. So it's 10 minutes of driving, not on the interstate, and about 3 hours of driving on the interstate. Now, grandma can make it in 3 hours and 15 minutes to Pensacola. It's easy. Jackson Steakhouse downtown, Joe Patty's Seafood. Somebody in New Orleans, you have a little money, you don't mind working. It's the idea you're looking for. I've got it for you. Seriously. If you have a little bit of money and you're not afraid to work and you want to make a lot of money, go to Pensacola, go to Joe Patty's Seafood, shoot some cell phone video of it, and just copy their formula and bring that to New Orleans and put it somewhere conveniently located. And that's the great part. You could go to a semi, I don't want to say seedy area, but not the greatest area, and it's probably where you want to be, somewhere in New Orleans, like you could almost go on Claiborne or on in Central City, almost something like that. Get an inexpensive property and just replicate Joe Patty's seafood market in Pensacola. It's amazing. Do everything. The hours. They shut down like at 6:30 or 7. So people after work at 5 o'clock are piling into the place. And they've just got so much local fresh seafood and so much fresh seafood that they ship in. I remember talking to Frank Patty, Joe Patty's brother, and I was like, best shrimp? He had no idea who I was, where I was from. He's like, best shrimp off Grand Island, Louisiana. I'm like, wow, listen to this dude. Lobster, all kind of great stuff. They just kill it. And there's nothing like it in New Orleans at all. And Pensacola is much smaller than New Orleans. And they slaughter it. No, I like Pensacola. Anyway, enough of that crap. We'll talk about the top 10 cities and the confusion, Mario. I'm like, where's 5? I don't see New Orleans in it.
Yeah, that's bad. Bad journalism.
Speaking of bad, Louisiana cancels another major coastal restoration project, fully studied. Governor Jeff Landry, coastal restoration, just not one of his priorities, to say the least. And really in Louisiana, no one cares. No one really cares in Louisiana that our coast is disappearing. It's mind-boggling. We've sort of just thrown in the towel on it, especially with Jeff Landry. Running for governor, never, ever mentioned coastal restoration. And as governor, the only time he mentions it is when he's canceling the Mid-Barataria and now the Mid-Breton sediment diversion. Now, you know what this is? It's beyond short-sighted, and it puts people, citizens, lives at risk in Plaquemines, in New Orleans, in Jefferson Parish, in St. Bernard. It's a major blunder with no real thought, study, just reacting to a few dozen fishermen that are complaining, and some politicos that are complaining. I don't know. Maybe they didn't get in on the deal. I have no idea. But it is dangerous what's going on in Louisiana with this abandoning coastal restoration projects that are billions of dollars.
Artificial turf custom golf putting green. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday. You can always dial us up, 766-9480. Got a question, comment, agree, disagree? 766-9480. No, this is just disheartening. As a Louisiana person that's just slightly aware, slightly educated. I mean, you don't have to be a genius. Don't have to be some environmentalist, somebody worrying about coastal erosion, just kind of paying attention. Louisiana cancels yet another major coastal restoration project. Fully studied, and this is Louisiana. You got to jump through hurdles and go through so much to get things like this approved. They first cancel the Mid-Barataria sediment diversion project. $3.1 billion, fully funded. We're not paying for it. About $600 million already spent on it. And Gordon Dove, I mean, Google Gordon Dove, seriously. Google Gordon Dove. Just put Gordon Dove, Louisiana. And just read a little bit on Gordon Dove, and somebody call me and tell me how he is qualified to be the head of this coastal restoration in Louisiana. How is Gordon Dove qualified? This is where, folks in Roseland right now, they're real bummed out about DEQ in Louisiana being crappy. And the EPA in the United States now being crappy, not doing their job, what they're supposed to do. Now, when nothing's going on, it's easy to say they're restricting business, open it up. Like DEQ in Louisiana is restricting business. Oil and gas and chemicals industry own it. It's just sad. No, but people in Roseland are crapping in their pants right now because the poop hit the fan and DEQ sucks, and it's exposed that they suck. And these people are being exposed to a bunch of chemicals. And the EPA sucks. No, when the you-know-what hits the fan, that's when you find out. Aaron Broussard, Jefferson Parish president, Nagin, mayor of New Orleans. When the storm hits 20 years ago, they have mental breakdowns. I mean, that's when you need to be a leader. Not Monday through Friday, nothing's going on, yucking it up on the parish or city credit card at a restaurant. When a hurricane, you-know-what hits the fan, that's when you need to be a leader and both falter. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. No, this sucks because, I mean, I'm not dogging Jeff Landry. I'm not getting into that. I wasn't for Jeff Landry, but Jeff Landry's doing some things that are very good for the state. But Jeff Landry's not perfect. Everything he's doing is not great. And while running for governor and while being governor, he's never said anything about coastal restoration ever, except 2 times. Canceling the Mid-Barataria sediment diversion project and now this Mid-Breton sediment diversion. The Mid-Barataria is basically for the west bank of Plaquemine. The Mid-Breton was for the east bank of Plaquemine. And now instead of building land around the river, it's just going to keep diminishing and going away. And it's, the fishermen, the commercial fishermen, it's like a few dozen. And by the way, in these packages, the $3.1 billion for Mid-Barataria, there's like 300 or 400 million set aside to compensate these few dozen fishermen. No, it's sickening. It literally is putting lives at risk, mine and yours, down here in Metro New Orleans. And it's beyond short-sighted with this commercial fisherman crap. Worrying about today and not 20, 50, 100 years from now? Seriously, it's mind-blowing. And boy, a couple of economic engines for the state. What do you think? These billion-dollar projects, one dude sitting in an office in California running it by computer? It's thousands of construction jobs. It's engineering firms. It's lots of indirect jobs. No, it's so short-sighted. And then Gordon Dove, who has no business running coastal restoration, he's not qualified. It's as simple as that. It's like John Alario appointing his son to these different Louisiana boards and commissions over and over again. None of them have anything to do with the other one, and he's an expert on none of them, and he keeps getting put on these boards and getting paid six figures to do it, doing nothing. I want a six-figure check doing nothing. That would be great. No, Gordon Dove isn't qualified. It doesn't make economic sense. There are no funds to build it. Those are just incorrect. It's expensive, but it makes economic sense. Next hurricane that hits, think about these diversion projects not being built and storm surge not being knocked down, instead open water for the oystermen and the fishermen, and people die and drown. And, it's crazy. It's really sad. Louisiana, I posted this on Twitter, like my whole entire adult life, we've been in just a ridiculous loser mentality tailspin. In 1980, around 83, 84, the oil bust. 1980, the population in Metro New Orleans, about 50,000 more than it is today in the metro area. I mean, find me a city outside of like Flint, Michigan, or Detroit, seriously, that has lost population, or let me say, has not gained any population like New Orleans. We are totally stagnant for 40 years now, 45 years. Go look at the growth of Houston or Atlanta or Dallas. It's nauseating. The South, the fastest growing region. Texas, the fastest growing state. We're surrounded by it, and we kind of miss the boat, the rocket ship. And this is the reason why. Like Gordon Dove, he's head of coastal restoration, has no idea what that job entails, is not qualified in the least bit. I mean, Google the guy. It's laughable. And then this lame excuse of the fishermen, the commercial fishermen, it's sickening. Those people have a first, bird's eye view of it better than anyone. I mean, how short-sighted are these few dozen fishermen in Plaquemine Parish that are getting the ear of a few dozen politicos, and these few dozen men are canceling billions of dollars in coastal restoration projects for Louisiana? No, it's mind-blowing. And then the reason, the fishermen, and most fishermen are conservative. The base is conservative, so you're appeasing. It's a political move. You're appeasing those conservatives. Fishermen, it's not economically sound. It's too expensive, and we want the economy to grow. What's the economy got to do with it? Economy will grow if you build these things. No, this is sad. It really is. Louisiana cancels yet another major coastal restoration project. And again, it's the fishermen and the commercial fishermen. It's crazy. No, we like to lose. Losing's easy. And in Louisiana, we like to lose. And this is a prime example of that. And Jeff Landry will get away with it because Jeff Landry's doing some good things. I mean, the Meta, thing up in Richland Parish. Richland Parish is one of the poorest parish/counties in America. $10 billion Meta Center up there. That's a game changer for Metro Monroe, if you want to call it that. No, a lot of things. The Hyundai steel plant. Jeff Landry and his crew goes to South Korea. Hey, Junket Cantrell, they actually brought business back, and money's going to be spent and jobs created for Louisiana. It's not a junket. It was a legitimate trip. You should try it sometime. Well, don't try it. We don't need it at this point. You're done in January. Anyway, no, Jeff Landry's doing a lot of positive things for Louisiana. A lot of job creation. Looks like more is coming. Louisiana, the perception nationwide is different. like Jeff Landry or not, think it's all BS or nonsense or not, the perception's different. So you have to give the guy credit. I'm not like some big fan of Jeff Landry. No, the coastal restoration short-sightedness like pisses me off as a New Orleanian and Louisianian. I want our state to be great in all ways, you know? It's like when I complain about LSU academics, LSU people get mad at me. I'm like, I went to the school, man. I'm class of 91. I have a right to talk about it. I'm not just a fan of the football team. I just always wish LSU would dedicate themselves to academics like they do athletics. I don't want anything taken away from athletics. We do that at a world-class level in Baton Rouge. I just want academics to have the same priority as athletics. And everyone on planet Earth, including everyone involved with LSU, knows that's not true. There is a great emphasis on athletic excellence, and there's no emphasis on academic excellence at all. No emphasis on academic excellence. Like, look, if we can go 7-5 and go to Shreveport in the Weed Eater Bowl academically, we are cool with that. Oh, New Orleans Bowl this year, little down year in academics, but we're cool with that. We're still going bowling. 6-6. They let a 5-7 team bowling. We're going bowling. That's LSU academics. 5-7, 6-6. Good year, 7-5. Never going to the playoffs. Never going to a major bowl. Afterthought academically. LSU athletics. No, I want LSU to be great at all of it. I want Louisiana to be great at all of it, and that includes rebuilding our coast. No, we're just going about it wrong. Could you imagine Jeff Landry if he was into rebuilding the coast? Because he's popular. The momentum would be like, yes, let's follow the governor. Instead, it's the opposite. Just he doesn't want to know about it, doesn't want to learn about it, isn't interested in it. There's nothing we can do about it. That's a long-term thing. I'll let someone in 8 years, deal with it. I have no idea. But it's sad. It's sad. Finally, after 12 years, this goes in the yeah, you're right category, that federal consent decree with the NOPD will end. That's huge. Thank goodness. A large amount of guns and drugs and 3 vehicles seized in a French Quarter raid. Culture Fashions on Burgundy, where, by the way, Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, gets all of his attire from Culture Fashions. And culture spelled with a K, by the way.
Yep, they're regularly.
By the way, we have a new sponsor on the program. It's Culture Fashions on Burgundy. If you need drugs, guns, or maybe want to borrow a Highline vehicle, come on over to Culture Fashions on Burgundy. Now, we might be temporarily closed due to the NOPD ATF raid today of our store, but we're hoping to be back up and running as soon as possible. This last segment brought to you by Culture Fashions on Burgundy in the Quarter. If you need guns, drugs, or a Highline vehicle, come on down to Culture Fashions. That's Culture Fashions spelled with a K, culture with a K. Wow. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, last segment brought to you by Culture Fashions on Burgundy. Get there.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. as good as it gets.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Here's New Orleans native son, Corey Johnson.
Native son, great New Orleanian. No, that's me.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
New Orleans native son. No, that's me. That's me, lady. Yeah, you right. Welcome back on a Thursday afternoon. Can you believe it? We're almost at the weekend. A lot of good stuff going on in Metro New Orleans when the weekend rolls in, obviously. We're great at that stuff, man. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We struggle a little bit, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday festivals, the party, food, music, all that. We're great at that. Food, oh boy. Let's talk a little bit about that. It's Thursday, a little after 4:30. Bradley Schneller, stackedcoaching.com is the website. Stacked Coaching is his gym on River Road at Arnold, right past the River Shack by Shrewsbury, right past Oxnard. Stackedcoaching.com. How are you, Bradley?
I'm doing great, Corey. Just trying to navigate all this single lane traffic everywhere in Lakeview.
Geez, Pete's. My mom lives out there in Bucktown, and I went and picked her up and brought her to that Chateau Coffee. And she's like, you got to get in the left lane. It goes down to one lane. I'm like, I know, Mom. I'm going to stay in the right for a little while and pass all these people because we don't have time to wait. I mean, then I leave her and I try to get on Pontchartrain, West End or whatever, Pontchartrain Boulevard. It's one lane all the way to like Troop B, basically, to like Harrison. It's one lane all over. And there's no one working, Bradley, and the concrete is dry.
Exactly.
Boy, it's painful.
Other than that, man, I'm just trying to save up some calories to eat some brats and drink some beer at Oktoberfest this weekend, possibly.
Nice. There you go. Nice, man. Yeah, you live a good life, Bradley. You're a well-rounded individual, dude. You're disciplined. You're in great shape. You enjoy life in New Orleans, food and music and all that stuff, but you never go overboard. I got to tell you, you got it pretty together, man.
Thank you, man. It takes a little wisdom and time to make this stuff happen.
It's so true. It's so true, man. I'm just learning, and I'm like, a bunch of years behind you. Bradley Schneller's with us, stackedcoaching.com. I sent you some silly photographs, Bradley. My lunch on Tuesday and my lunch yesterday. Apparently, I'm trying to outwork a bad diet, potentially. Is that a bad diet that you're looking at?
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, or you can't obviously see Corey's text message between him and I, that's probably a good thing. But he sent me a picture. It looked like, what is that? Is that pasta?
Yeah, ziti bolognese. Yeah, pasta and meat sauce.
we had that, and then we had a mixed green salad.
Yep, with a balsamic vinaigrette, and then shish kebab with green beans and butter.
Kebabs.
Yeah, and in butter.
Yeah. I mean, so if we're looking at these things, like none of them alone are like horrible choices, right? And like I say all the time, we can fit any of these things in. I was recently in Boulder, Colorado, went to this 2-star Michelin restaurant, super pumped. It was an Italian place, so I had already known ahead of time I'm getting pasta, right? Except that I split the pasta with my girlfriend to, I wanted to have it. I wanted to taste it. But I also didn't want to feel terrible when I left.
Yep.
So, it's all about how I navigated that meal. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have a whole pasta plate to yourself. It's just more about, like, again, and I've said this before, what is the rest of your week like? Now, I know Corey eats out a lot during the week. So if he is making these decisions back-to-back days of having these, like filet tips on a shish kebab and this butter on the plate, and then pasta the day before, is that the best choices? Probably not, right? And then you don't always know. So like and what I mean by that, you don't always know is maybe before you went to the restaurant, correct me if I'm wrong, did you happen to look at the menu? Did you know what you were going to get before you went?
Yeah, I kind of knew what I was going to get before I went. There were more healthy choices for sure. What's that?
Right. Yeah. I was like, then, you were well aware of the choices you were going to make. Most people aren't aware, or they get to the restaurant and then they get rushed and then make a decision they regret, right? Like, they become overwhelmed with the choices, and then they become unsure. Where I tell people all the time ahead of time is look at the menu ahead and try to make your decision before you ever go there. There's nothing wrong with taking 10 minutes, kind of go over your options. You can even plug some food choices if you don't know into like a MyFitnessPal style app and see how it looks for you before you decide.
No, I could have got like trout with crab meat grilled. And instead I went with the shish kebab with the butter. I wanted the shish kebab with the butter.
Now, what I wonder is where were you? What restaurant?
At Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Okay, great. And I think they're a sponsor of the show, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Correct, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and food looks great, right? Wonder, and I would encourage you to try this next time. Is like, hey, can I get the shish kebabs and the green beans, but can you not have it in a plate of butter?
Yep.
And if you did that, your choice would infinitely go up a few notches, if you know what I mean.
And what does the butter do, Bradley? Like, why is the butter such a negative? I know that's such a simple question. Why is that so bad?
Absolutely amazing, probably in that steak, but there are 9 calories to every fat gram. Butter is basically purely fat. And it's basically a 1-to-1 ratio. So what that means is there are, I want to say 14 grams in a tablespoon of butter, which means there are 14 grams of fat. If you multiply that by 9, you're looking at 126 calories. Just judging by that plate and the melted butter, I would say you had 2 to 3 servings of butter on that plate, which means you had about 370, 80 calories worth of butter just laying on that plate. Now, obviously, you're not going to consume all that butter, right?
No, but a lot of it does disappear, though. So probably 200-300 calories of butter. No, that makes me not want to get the butter next time. But that's half the damn dish.
I mean, you could also, and this is just again, if we're looking at a little bit better approach, and I don't say this lightheartedly, but all calories matter all the time. Okay. And so what I mean by that is if you can save 100 calories on that plate and you save 100 calories the next day or the next meal, and you take all these little places where you're knocking off 50 to 100 calories, it's going to make a big difference over the course of 7 days.
Yep.
Right. And so it's as simple as this, like, hey, I want some butter. I don't want to pour it all over this steak. Could you bring me a little side plate with some melted butter in there? And then maybe you just spoon a little onto your steak and it's not sitting in it. That's another option, okay? And that might sound silly, but it's a way to add the butter to your dish that doesn't become overwhelming in a calorie standpoint. You know, whenever I cook, okay, I do cook with butter, I do cook with olive oil quite often, but I use a baking brush and I will always melt butter and I will brush butter into the pan
Wow.
to get a nice even coating all over the pan without using too much.
That's smart. That's smart. Bradley Sneller's with us from Stacked Coaching. Hey, Bradley, we live in New Orleans. I sent you those photos. I went there. I'm getting the stuff in butter. Like, we love to eat. And, you know, we don't eat to live. We live to eat. And one of the problems, I think, that being in front of us all the time, coupled with this sort of American mentality of large portions, also with the clear your plate, Bradley, there's starving children in Africa or something like that. What I'm getting at is, how do you not fill up when eating? Like, that tells me, okay, I filled up. You know, I'll have a meal where I'll be like halfway through the entree, I'm like, I better stop so I can eat that dessert, because then I'll be full. Like, how do you not have that mentality? And how do you know when the tank's at 3/4 to stop?
Yeah, that's a great question. Okay. For one, it takes practice. Like, this takes a lot of practice. And if I was to give a little backstory on this, okay, most of us, all right, probably in America, around our age, okay, I'll say 40 to 60, you know, maybe even a little bit younger, maybe we'll say 35 to 65, or well, actually, we'll just say 35 and older, because this problem spans multiple decades, okay? You were taught as a kid that you could not get up from the table until you finished your plate. Is that correct?
Yeah, totally.
No matter what, right? And so what happens is our parents, our grandparents to our parents, our great-grandparents to our grandparents, this entire time have conditioned you to eat past any cues of satisfaction or fullness. When you are, you know, younger, right, and you're just a kid, we'll say like, you know, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, right? You have these natural ability to stop when you're full. But if, as a parent, you start telling your kids, or grandparents telling grandkids, to eat past that fullness, you are messing that kid up for the rest of their life when it comes to noticing their satisfaction cues. Okay. So how can we change this as an adult? There's a couple of different things. Well, one, if you eat too quickly, your brain will never recognize when you are full. So we have to slow that down. Typically, we want to take maybe 20 plus minutes to eat a meal. Corey, if you're like me, I can eat an entire 8-ounce filet, side dish, vegetables, probably in 10 minutes.
Oh, I can do it in 5 or 6. No,
I do it in 5, right? Like,
yeah, literally. I'm chewing and I'm cutting the next piece. It's on the fork before I've swallowed what's in my mouth.
Yeah.
Put the fork down. I want to put the fork down in between every bite. It's hard to do it.
Yeah, well, that's that's something you can do. Put the fork down. You can count how many times you chew, which I know this sounds annoying to a lot of people listening. But the reality is if this is a problem, you need to do something to change the problem. And so while this might sound silly and annoying, you have to take necessary steps in order to create change, whether it's putting the fork down, counting how many times you chew, putting a timer on your meal and make sure it lasts that entire time. Or try to eat with your left hand, or if you're left-handed, eat with your right hand. All these things slow down the process.
Yeah, no, that's smart.
Okay. The other big problem that we have in 2025.
Got about 30 seconds, Bradley.
Yep. We all eat distracted. And what I mean by that is you have a smartphone in your hand while you're eating. A lot of people often put the phone down, eat undistracted, and try to recognize every bite you're having, taste every bite, and enjoy your meal.
That the Japanese say exactly that. Put the fork down, the chopsticks, savor the bite, think about what you're eating, every bite, every chew. Bradley Sneller, always a pleasure, brother.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
StackedCoaching.com.
One of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
New Orleans talk giant Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
I'll have the entire city of New Orleans in the palm of my hand.
Every weekday afternoon on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333 from 4 p.m. to 5:30.
Yeah, you right. Full slate on this Thursday afternoon. Sadly, Louisiana cancels yet another major coastal restoration project. It's mind-blowing. You know, Jeff Landry running for governor. Never heard him talk about coastal restoration. And since he's been governor, the only 2 things he's done is cancel 2 major projects. First, the Mid-Barataria, and now the Mid-Breton sediment diversion project. The Mid-Barataria was for the west bank of Plaquemine. This Mid-Breton is for the east bank. So Plaquemine Parish residents, Orleans Parish, Jefferson, St. Bernard, were all much more vulnerable. And remember Gordon Dove. Google him. I mean, he has no qualifications in the least bit to be head of Louisiana's Coastal Restoration Authority. None. Google it. It's comical. It's like, why did Jeff Landry pick Gordon Dove? Because they want to not worry about this. They want to de-emphasize this. They're going to let the next generation take on coastal restoration. We've got other things to focus on. No, it's sad. When you're the governor, you got to focus on everything. Hey, after 12 years, the federal consent decree with the NOPD going away. Derek Groves blowing a kiss while getting into the police cruiser in Atlanta. Condé Nast has the 10 best cities in America. New Orleans isn't on that list. That's silly. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx at the controls, fielding your phone calls at 766-9480. It's Thursday, a little before 5 o'clock. This guy deserves it. He's a hero. We toss him a bone every week. And every May, we have a big fundraiser for his organization. It's the Humane Society of Louisiana. You want to save some cats and dogs and kittens and puppies and horses and goats, animals that are suffering, that have been treated inhumanely? Go to humanela.org, humanela.org, and donate $5, $10, $20, $100, $1,000, whatever you can donate. I guarantee you this, 97 cents of every dollar goes to the animals. Jeff Dorson joins us again live. How you doing, Jeff?
This is my favorite time of the week, Corey. Thanks to you, year in, year out. You always give us a few minutes to talk about the only thing I like talking about, just being kind, considerate, compassionate to animals. And thanks to you, we reach a much bigger audience, and I'm really always grateful for these minutes.
Yep. Go to the website, humanela.org. No, I'm grateful for you, Jeff. 35 years. Jeff's from Indiana. Came down to Louisiana 35 years ago because he's like, man, that state's got problems with animals. I'll go down there and help for a few weeks. It's 35 years later, people, 35 years later, a lifetime spent in Louisiana, in Metro New Orleans, saving animals like Mardi Gras horses, goats and pigs, and of course, dogs and cats and kittens and puppies. This emaciated dog you sent me a photo of, Jeff, it's just heartbreaking, man.
It really is. What you're referring to is all these abandoned pets. It's just heartbreaking. We're in a crisis where it's becoming normal. There aren't enough shelters, resources. Spay and neuters aren't that cheap. So people let their animals breed, and then they dump the puppies on the side of the road or in a cane field or, in the backwoods. And it's really heartbreaking because by the time we get to them, they are suffering, they're dehydrated, they're malnourished, and it's hard to rescue them all. We don't get to them all. It's heartbreaking. All these parishes without services, Jackson and St. Helena and Union and Franklin, the list is long, Concordia, Catahoula, and we get these calls. And every day we have to put a little team together to try and locate the animals and then spend a small fortune bringing them back to health.
This was in Bunkie and in Lincoln Parish. And then these dogs, you have some that have parvo, that virus that's, very tough to beat, expensive to beat, and the dog suffers while it's going through the, healing process, and you're hoping the animal's strong enough to beat the virus. It's cruelty to animals is what it is.
Yep, and it's an endless cycle. So I did something to have my inbox have nicer pictures because all I get are terrible pictures every day. I started 30 days ago, hashtag Be Kind to Animals 30-Day Challenge. And what we ask people to do is do something nice. Go out of your way, do a kind deed, and send us a picture. Tell us what you've done. And sure enough, it's really changed the nice dynamics where now I get to look at all these nice things people are doing around the country. And we're going to do it every year, maybe every couple times a year. It's really made a difference.
Yeah, I have an outdoor cat, Puffy, for like 8 years now. It's like a feral cat that I took in and got it spayed and, bring it to the vet every 6 months and put the, Revolution 2 on the back of its neck once a month for fleas and ticks and all that. And then this cat I call Luna, short for lunatic, showed up about 2 months ago. And now I'm buying twice as much food and I'm about to catch lunatic and bring her to the vet and get her, she's got the ear clip. So someone spayed or neutered her. I guess she's a female, so spayed her. Anyway, I got to get her vaccinated and pay another $25 a month for Revolution 2 and all that. But that's how it works. I mean, I was like, at first I'm like, oh no, but then, I'm petting the cat and I like the cat. So, I don't know. It's just how life is, Jeff. That when a dog's out on the street that needs help, you don't drive by, you pull over and help the dog. And maybe it inconveniences your day, but that's just how it is. That's how we treat animals humanely. And if everybody would treat their animals humanely and have them spayed and neutered, we wouldn't have a proliferation of animals, wouldn't have people dumping them out on the street. No, it's all up to us. We're the problem, not the animals.
Good point. I love how every week you really hit it home that it's our responsibility. And yeah, we're going to be inconvenienced. So what? It's a great feeling when you do the right thing.
Yep.
It's not so good when you just ignore it and say the word somebody else. It's like that. When somebody starts the sentence with "can't somebody," it just drives me nuts. It's like, well, look in the mirror. There's your answer.
No, and plus we have the easy way out. All we have to do is go to humanela.org and donate. Give a little cash and we can clear our conscience for a little while. Jeff and his volunteers, they're doing the heavy lifting. They're the ones that are rescuing dogs out of trailers with no power in the heat. And some dogs in there are dead and some are alive. And it's just horrific conditions and they deal with it. We don't have to. Just donate. humanela.org. Always a pleasure, Jeff.
Back at you. You're the best. You're the greatest. And I appreciate our time together. Thank you, Corey.
Hey, look who's saying hello to you. He says you're the best. Oh, Mr. Blue Boy. Thanks again, Jeff. humanela.org. That's the website. Please go to it right now. humanela.org and donate. And donate generously. You'll be saving animals' lives. 5 o'clock power hour next. Stick around.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe. Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Drew Brees, number 9, is absolutely correct. This is indeed New Orleans, Louisiana. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Hey, for whatever it's worth, I don't like just because what I'm about to say means this guy's an expert or he's the authority. He doesn't speak for everybody, but he is one of these people, and I think he brings an interesting perspective. Who am I talking about? Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, who I usually just have him chime in mostly on like LSU, Tulane, Saints, or helping me out with some other NFL teams or college. He's a sports freak, a sports geek. He knows his business when it comes to sports. He's been doing it for years. But Mario Brothers is also a Latino. And Mario, you were saying this Bad Bunny stuff is what? It's sort of irritating you, bumming you out?
Yeah, just all the discourse around it. It's
what's bumming you out as a Latino or just as a person?
kind of as a both, I guess, as a Latino. Like I think Bad Bunny himself, like he's getting a lot.
You better put yourself up a little.
Yeah, Bad Bunny himself is getting a lot of hate right now, but he has also been like very divisive, like against certain, Americans. And
Like why? What has he done that's divisive?
well, he canceled all his tours in the U.S. because he's afraid ICE is going to come raid it. And I said out loud, I think you heard me, like if you can afford a ticket to a Bad Bunny concert, how expensive he is, he's a big draw. I feel like you can afford to be a U.S. citizen.
I don't know. That's
as a Latino that has parents that came here legally. That just sounds really ridiculous that you're living here, you're going to a concert that costs a lot of money, but you're afraid of ICE. Like that's coming from me, not from you.
Well, no, like the fans,
fans.
They're going to be some that are illegals, I guess.
That's
I think he's making a point more than like reality.
Exactly.
And has the luxury, I guess, to cancel the tour in North America because he makes so much money.
But he's trying to divide, just like an artist like Kid Rock, all way on the other extreme, trying to divide.
Yeah, no, they get into political views and all that kind of stuff.
I don't respect that. And it feels,
No, I hear you.
There's a lot of racism, I'm not going to lie, a lot of people that are upset that he is performing. But
oh, are you kidding me? Like, I thought his comment was kind of funny about you better learn Spanish in the next few months.
Exactly. But
I thought that was funny.
Even like that, I kind of disagree. Like that.
Well, he doesn't mean it.
I know, but it still seems a little like divisive. He just seems really divisive. That's my point.
Well, no, I think because he's sort of pissed off, like he's an American citizen.
Yeah,
And
technically he is. Yeah.
No, he is. He's Puerto Rican. He's a U.S. citizen like you or me. No different from you or me. No different from you or me. But a lot of people in America are like, why is this Puerto Rican guy doing it? And be like, why is the Nebraska dude doing it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's sort of ridiculous on that part. And dude, I can't tell you a damn Bad Bunny song. I'd never heard of Bad Bunny until he was announced as a singer. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I'd never in my life heard of Bad Bunny. It's just on my generation. I don't listen to that. And it's not even bad. It's like It's actual musicians playing horns and
Yeah, it's good.
actual instruments. It's a very Latin sounding, for at least what I heard.
Good production. I like two
You
or
know?
three of his songs, but
I don't know any of his songs. Don't even care. But it's mind blowing how people just think it's like they're importing somebody. He's not an American.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you bringing a guy who sings in Spanish? Just all this like, yeah. And then what I love is just like these folks are like, they can't just say, I don't like Bad Bunny, bring someone else in. I haven't watched Halftime, Mario Brothers, in years because none of it relates to me.
Yeah, exactly.
My generation, it doesn't apply to me. They're not trying to get me.
Exactly.
They're not trying to get me. I get up and I go do something during halftime of the Super Bowl. I don't even watch the halftime show. I could give a what.
Yeah, it's a big pivot.
But I've never been like, why are y'all doing this and freaking? I'm going to boycott the NFL.
I kind of did in 2009 when I was 15 and the Saints made the Super Bowl. The Who was playing at halftime. And me as a 15-year-old.
No, you have no relation to that. No, I get it. But to me, I would. I probably watched The Who at halftime.
Exactly.
But I don't give a crap if it fits me or not.
But yeah.
If it doesn't, I'm not boycotting it or freaking out.
Exactly.
And then the extreme, this is great. Like, these morons never liked Kid Rock for a minute until he politically said he's a conservative Republican.
That's what I'm saying.
They like Kid Rock. They like Ted Nugent. It's like, you never liked Ted Nugent or Kid Rock ever, but now that he's a conservative. So Ted Nugent was 40 years ago. Chris Rock. Kid Rock was 20 years ago. And they're like, hey, get Kid Rock to play the Super Bowl. I'm like, really? Bad Bunny to a guy that probably isn't on social media. It's like, Bad Bunny's like just surpassed Taylor Swift, #1.
Well, did you see this headline?
What's it say?
Apparently, Turning Point USA, which is a group.
Oh, yeah,
by
they're going to
Charlie
do their
Kirk.
own halftime show?
Yeah.
No, you want to know who's watching that? Charlie Kirk people.
But I'm kind of curious who the entertainment is, to be honest.
It's going to be like Lee Greenwood or Kid Rock.
Yeah, okay.
You going to watch Lee Greenwood, Proud to be an American?
No.
Every time I hear that song, I cry. Then you need some emotional help.
I hear you. I hear you.
You want to cry? Watch. Go to YouTube and pull up U.S. Marines. Pull this up right now on YouTube.
Okay.
U.S. Marine Devil Dog commercial. And we'll play that. You want to cry? Watch this commercial and listen to this commercial. You really have to watch it. You have to go to YouTube yourself. U.S. Marines Devil Dog commercial. Yeah, that's it right there. Play this song. And this should make you cry, not Lee Greenwood singing some song that a kindergarten person could write. Proud to be an American. It's not a good song. If you like music, it's not good. Listen to this.
They've stormed beaches and freed countries. Protected the weak and defeated the strong. Shown courage and compassion. They've raised our flag and our hope. They've been called leathernecks. They've been called devil dogs. But above all, they're called Marines.
How well produced is that, Mario Brothers?
Very good commercial.
Yeah, I'd stop watching.
Yeah.
I'll start crying. That's powerful stuff. That's real. Those are heroes. That's Lee Greenwood. I'm not dogging Lee Greenwood. Lee Greenwood might be from Canada. Who knows? I mean, he pulled that gimmick saying the same song with the same music and made a Canadian song too. I mean, look, you like Lee Greenwood? Great. Listen to it all day long. I'm just saying Kid Rock in place of Bad Bunny is silly. Lee Greenwood in place of Bad Bunny is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Only you, if you're like, I like that idea, only you want to watch that. I mean, I don't know. Do like I do. If it's The Who, I watched it. Mario Brothers wanted to boycott the NFL because he didn't like The Who. He was 15. I watched it probably. I don't even remember that. He didn't. I don't watch now, Last year when it was in New Orleans, I was like, get all the New Orleans musicians in the middle of the field. Everyone, every family. Batiste, Neville, Trombone Shorty, Andrews Brothers, all the different brass bands, all the Charmaine Neville, every single person in music. Big Frida, everyone, Lil Wayne, everybody. Harry Connick Jr., everyone in New Orleans music in the middle. And then on the left side of the field, have the Southern Jukebox, the Southern Marching Band. On the right side of the field, have Grambling State Band. They used to perform at Super Bowls at halftime. You get old school, you get new school, you get, the New Orleans idea, the New Orleans decision on who's going to be out there. All those musicians, those two specific bands, maybe even St. Aug's Marching 100. And then you hand it over to the Hollywood producers and say, work your magic. Make us look great. That would have been something great. And we dropped the ball, and the NFL dropped the ball on that. It's a missed opportunity. I guarantee you, when Nashville hosts the Super Bowl, you watch. Nashville will have local-based Nashville musicians playing at the Super Bowl. And they're building a new stadium. They'll get the 29 or 30. They're supposed to get the 2030 Super Bowl. What are you typing away at, Mario Brothers? All going real quick. You got a bet to place before, quarter after, or what?
Oh, no. I already got my bet in on the Tulane game.
Oh, boy.
I'm looking at the last 5 Super Bowls just to be curious. You had last year, you had Kendrick Lamar in the Superdome, like you said. Before that, you
Did not watch.
You had Usher. I was there live. I thought the choreography was great.
No, I'm sure all of it's great. It's produced by Hollywood, and I mean, it's world class.
Yes.
Didn't watch.
Kendrick was this year. Before 2024, you had Usher.
Nope.
2023, you had Rihanna.
Nope.
2022 was the one in Cali when you had all the Cali people, Dre, Eminem, Snoop Dogg.
Nope.
2021, the COVID year, you had The Weeknd. That was a funny, memorable one, going in the maze.
Yeah, I missed that one as well.
2020, you had Shakira and Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't watch. It's not my genre. I'm not into it. I don't care.
That's what I'm
supposed to be
saying.
offended?
They
When's the
seem like
game
they're-
start back up?
Yeah, they
You know?
seem like, I hate to say this, but like there's a trend there. It seems like they're going for a certain audience and they're
Yeah,
trying to alienate the other audience.
Well, no, I don't think they're trying to alienate the other audience at all. It's they own me. They own me. I'm not leaving the NFL. They could play, Lucifer's playing his banjo, and I'm just not watching, and I'm watching the second half when it starts. So no, Mario Brothers, I think it's a simple 25 to 54-year-old demographic is what they're going after. 25 to 54-year-old demographic. So if you don't fit in the 25 to 54-year-old general demographic, that's your problem. But that's what the NFL will always go for. So the Who was like a fluke. Yes. They're like, what? Wait, someone said, dude, we own these people. Me. I'm just not going to watch, and I'll come back in the third quarter. But all these people freaking out, boycott, enjoy the boycott.
That's what I'm saying. I hate those people, but I also hate the people that think that if they don't want this halftime show, you're automatically a racist. You automatically.
Oh, no, that's ridiculous too. Well, that's these
I speak
extremes.
Spanish as a Latino. I'm selfishly happy that he's performing. I like his music, but if you don't speak his language and you would like somebody who speaks your language, I don't think that's like a hot racist take. Like,
no, of
that's
course
a nuance.
not.
It's a nuanced conversation, and Bad Bunny is trying to make it like it's not a nuance.
No, everybody's
That's
like
all I'm trying to say.
his name's Bad Bunny, so he's just being himself.
Yep.
He's bad.
Word is one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spot. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spot.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Sin Lawn Artificial Turf Custom Golf Putting Greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Hey, Marigny, Bywater, Tremay, French Quarter, CBD, Warehouse District, Garden District, Irish Channel. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
Yeah, you right. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson back at you. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx at the controls, fielding your phone calls. Want to join in on the conversation? 766-9480. 766-9480. This kind of bummed me out. You know, just got to accept reality. Jeff Landry is governor, not really concerned in the least bit about Louisiana's coastal restoration problem. And it's sad. We need a governor that's like a top 3, top 5 priority. I know it doesn't sizzle. I know it's not about educating your kids or fixing infrastructure or the economy. Indirectly, it's good for the economy. But it's about our coast, our vanishing coastline, and how the federal government doesn't give a crap, how leadership in the state has failed us. We finally have some momentum with the BP spill and all this money. And then we've got consensus projects that have been talked about, discussed for over a decade, like the Mid-Barataria Sediment Diversion Project. But a few dozen fishermen and oystermen complain. Some politicos that are sellouts in Plaquemine. You know, I'm talking about a few dozen men. You want to get specific? A few dozen white men stopped a major diversion project that was paid for $3.1 billion. And here's the worst part. We're $600 million into the project. There's a bunch of lawsuits against the state because engineering firms, construction firms set up shop here, borrowed money, bought equipment. They got a contract to build this, and now we just cancel it on a whim. Gordon Dove, head of the Louisiana Coastal Restoration Authority, isn't qualified for the job. He knows nothing about coastal restoration. I know more. I'm a talk radio show. So it's like Cedric Grant when he ran the Sewage and Water Board under Mitch Landrieu and pulls $180,000 a year in retirement doing nothing. He's a appointed anointed hack his whole political career. He ran the Sewage and Water Board. I would let Cedric Grant pick the person that asks the questions. He can pick the person who's going to ask the questions. And I know more about the Sewage and Water Board than Cedric Grant. And he ran it for years. But he never learned about it. He didn't care about it. He's a political hack. He just probably didn't even go to work. Gordon Dove knows absolutely nothing about coastal restoration. I guarantee you, I know more about coastal restoration than Gordon Dove. And he heads the Coastal Restoration Department in Louisiana. It doesn't make economic sense. It's paid for. There are no funds to build it. It's paid for. The cost overruns at Mid-Barataria are paid for. Louisiana doesn't have to come up with any of the $3.1 billion. And then this Mid-Breton sediment diversion, same thing, paid for. No, a few fishermen, a few oystermen bitched and complained. A few politicos got on board that are against it, and that's all it took to crush these multi-billion-dollar coastal restoration projects. All I got to say is, sadly, another hurricane's going to hit New Orleans and the metro area one day. Hopefully, not in any of our lifetime again, but it'll happen. And this commercial fisherman excuse is beyond short-sighted, worrying about today instead of 20 years, 50 years, 100 years from now. No, it's putting citizens' lives at risk when the next storm comes. Instead of beating down storm surge with some new marsh and wetland being built, it's open water, and that storm surge is going to flow in and kill people. No, Gordon Dove is not qualified to run coastal restoration. And Jeff Landry, as governor, never mentioned it once while running for governor. And the only 2 times he mentioned it as governor was when he was canceling Mid-Barataria and now Mid-Breton and putting people's lives at risk. No, it's sad. All New Orleanians, anyone in the metro area should be upset. North Shore, South Shore, St. Tammany, St. Bernard, anywhere, Jefferson, Orleans. We're the population center. We're the ones that are going to get crushed. No, the Mid-Barataria was going to build land on the west bank of Plaquemine, and the Mid-Breton was going to build it on the east bank. Instead, it's going to just be open water, and what little land is left slowly but surely going away. No solution. No, hey, we're not going to do this, but we're going to do this and get better results and not affect the fisheries. None of that. Gordon Dove has no idea what the solution is, but hell-bent on canceling this stuff just because a few squeaky wheels were complaining about it. Here's the worst part. There was $400 million set aside in the Mid-Barataria diversion to pay these oystermen and fishermen. But this is typical Louisiana. The needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many. That's our should be the motto on the sign when you drive into the state. Here's some good news. Finally, after 12 years, the consent decree with the NOPD will be lifted. Lots of restrictions when you have a federal consent decree. So New Orleans has already done a great job attacking violent crime and lowering that number. I mean, lately it's been violent. Lots of murders in New Orleans. Troop NOLA, fantastic job. Looks like we're going to get some, not state troopers, but already got state troopers, already got NOPD, but some National Guard troops to bolster the ranks. But this consent decree going away really frees up the NOPD. For example, they can pursue criminals in a vehicle now. The Troop NOLA, state troopers have been really successful at that, and it's paid major dividends. Carjackings, way down. The minor crap like the drifting, which can be dangerous. They were doing it at the foot of the high rise on I-10, blocking traffic on an interstate. The drifting is stopped. The four-wheelers on Sunday, tooling around town has stopped. No, that these criminals realize, or even just regular citizens, I'm going to ride my four-wheeler in the city. You're a moron. They realize the NOPD and state troopers are going to come get them. And with this consent decree being lifted, frees up the NOPD even more. They don't have one hand tied behind their back. They're not handcuffed. That's great news. 12 years, that consent decree. A large amount of guns, drugs, and 3 vehicles seized. A large amount of guns and drugs and 3 vehicles seized. A raid in the French Quarter. This place is where Mario Brothers gets his clothing. Culture Fashions on Burgundy. Culture Fashions, spelled with a K. How ironic. Today was our first day promoting Culture Fashions. This segment in the 5 o'clock powwow brought to you by Culture Fashions on Burgundy. If you need guns, drugs, or even a Highline vehicle, go see my friends at Culture Fashions on Burgundy. Culture spelled with a K. Culture Fashions on Burgundy can fill all your gun, drugs, and Highline vehicle needs. Need a getaway car when committing a crime? Go see the friendly folks at Culture Fashions. Need some crack? Culture Fashions on Burgundy. Need a Glock or a fully automatic submachine gun? You guessed it, Culture Fashions on Burgundy. For all your gun, drugs, and highline vehicle needs, it's Culture Fashions on Burgundy. What's that, Mario Brothers? We can't promote them anymore?
No.
They got raided by ATF and the police? Oh, boy. Mario Brothers, what's going down tonight? Tulane, East Carolina. I think the spread we figured out earlier in the week. I thought it was like going to be waived by more than a touchdown, like 7 or 8. I think you said 6.5.
Yeah, but so many people, it's gone down 6.5. Yeah.
That's crazy.
6.5.
That's crazy. I just don't. I think, wow, 6.5.
Yeah, I thought they'd be.
You know, I mean, I hate to say it, the sucker bets Tulane. I'm going to go against my. Tulane's going to win, but maybe East Carolina has some backdoor cover. Look at me knowing the terminology, Mario Brothers.
Hey, look at you.
Is it slant rhyme?
Slant rhyme.
Yeah. I got all the kids' terms down.
You're welcome teaching me that.
Yep. It's 6.5 before. So I mean the Vegas people think East Carolina will keep it close.
East Carolina's 3-2 this season.
Yep.
They lost to BYU and NC State.
Those are viable programs. At least they play.
Yeah.
Not that they're great.
And
BYU is pretty good.
Exactly. But they've beaten the easier opponents, Campbell, Coastal, and they beat Army last week.
Those are definitely the easy opponents. So they've beaten no one and they've lost to the 2 viable programs on their schedule.
Pretty much. Yes.
They're sort of over.
Yeah. They haven't won a real game.
Yeah.
I want to say it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Tulane's going to be focused tonight. National televised game, lots of recruits. It's on ESPN. Better idea. Are you kidding? This weather's fantastic outside. Low humidity. It's nice. Get to Yeoman Stadium. Tickets available. Go check out the Wave. What a great Thursday night. Get to Uptown already. Yeah, 84 degrees and sunny right now. Humidity's at 60%. And it's going to get down to like about 73 degrees later tonight. So get to Yeoman in Uptown New Orleans. What a great Thursday night. Tulane taking on East Carolina. The student section will be there in force. They love it.
Oh, yeah. Imagine being on campus for a Thursday.
Are you kidding me?
That'd be so awesome.
It'd be incredible.
The full day, going to classes, getting done.
Yeah, I imagine could you imagine being from like Boston or DC or something? You come to Tulane for school in Uptown New Orleans?
That'd be so awesome.
What an experience.
And that's somebody who experienced, LSU game day.
Yeah.
It's a unique.
It is. It's great. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Why don't you get to Katie's tonight for dinner? Looking for a place on a Thursday night? We're almost at the weekend. Iberville, corner Talamacas, a few blocks behind Angelo Bricato's ice cream joint on Carrollton. You'll find Katie's in Mid-City. Yeah, why aren't you at Katie's right now? Lots of great New Orleans specialties, lots of great local fresh seafood. Katie's tonight for dinner. That courtyard with, I think it's a 93-inch TV. Pretty impressive at Katie's. Go check out the Wave over there. If you're not going to Yeoman, check out the Green Wave, East Carolina on ESPN. Nationwide television audience from Katie's. What a waste. I drive in, up and down River Road. I live like at the end of Oak Street, basically, right by the parish line, by the Sewage and Water Board. So I'm always traversing River Road to like Causeway to get over in Jefferson, going River Road into New Orleans. Now, New Orleans has a lot of port facility and stuff like that on the river. Boy, that Batcher and Jefferson Parish, get rid of the light industrial stuff and bring in some condo towers. Residential folks living on the river already, Metri.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
As New Orleans as the mighty Mississippi, Corey Johnson.
The old miss, the old man.
On 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Deep River, my home is over Jordan.
I have literally been telling folks about Young's Dry Cleaning in New Orleans since the late 90s. I'm not kidding you. I've been talking about Young's Dry Cleaning for nearly 30 years. You want to know why? Because they're the best at what they do. I'm fortunate. Nothing I talk about on this program, not a restaurant, not any kind of advertiser client on the show. Everyone I talk about, they are the best at what they do. I'm lucky. I'm selective about it. My reputation's on the line. I tell you to go to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. You're driving 30 minutes across the lake. It better not be good or very good. It better be excellent. It better be living up to the description I tell you on television and radio, or I'm selling out. And I don't want to sell out. My reputation's on the line. So yeah, 30 years I've been doing this. Young's Dry Cleaning's been doing it for 85. For 85 years. No, it's crazy. I started with them when they were like 55 years old. Now they're like 85 years old. They've been at it since 1940. 85 years of excellence. Literally a New Orleans institution. Want to experience the best dry cleaner? youngsdrycleaning.com. Now, I've been using Young's for probably 40 years, and I've been talking about them professionally, promoting them for 30 years almost. 25 plus years. Crazy. youngsdrycleaning.com. You can trust me on that one. Louisiana cancels another major coastal restoration project. This is depressing. And I say it's depressing, and I'm like, Corey, you and 10 other people give a crap. No one else in Louisiana gives a crap. This topic doesn't have sizzle. That's a reason why I think Jeff Landry doesn't bother with it. He's not interested in it. It doesn't move the needle. He's like, man, and he's doing a great job with the economy in Louisiana, landing a lot of big projects, lots of major, money coming in. I give Jeff Landry credit, but the opposite about one of our major problems. I mean, if you're running for governor of Louisiana, top 3, top 5 topics should be coastal restoration. Jeff Landry never mentioned it because it doesn't sizzle. And like I said, no one gives a crap. No one cares. It's mind-blowing. It's a major problem in Louisiana. The population center, New Orleans, the more coastal, loss of land, the worse we are when a hurricane hits. And I'm telling you, it's like me and 10 other people give a crap. The Mid-Barataria Sediment Diversion Project, studied for like 20 years, had bipartisan support. Republican, Democrat governors, Republican, Democrat legislators, so many hurdles, so much Louisiana BS and bureaucracy. We get it done. BP's funding it, $3.1 billion. Jeff Landry on a whim, and Gordon Dove, who heads up the Coastal Restoration Authority in Louisiana, just canceled it on a whim. Now the Mid-Breton sediment diversion getting canceled. I always pull up that little clip from Boogie Nights with the colonel saying, "Oh, thank you, doctor." "Oh, you think so, doctor?" "You think so, doctor?" About some guy, the girl's having a cocaine overdose, and it's the second time this week. He's like, "Maybe I got some bad stuff." And the colonel's like, "You think so, doctor?" Jeff Landry canceling the Mid-Barataria Diversion Project. Even worse than that, Gordon Dove. Google Gordon Dove. And someone call me and tell me how he's qualified to be in charge of Louisiana's Coastal Restoration Authority. No, it's sinful. Here's the worst part. Literally, these guys on just this whim, because some fishermen and oystermen are complaining, and some politicos don't want it in Plaquemine. I guarantee you the majority of Plaquemine residents, if they knew the details and were asked the proper questions, they'd be for it clearly. It's about saving their lives when a hurricane hits. Putting a buffer in between us and the Gulf. Putting a buffer of marsh and, hurricane, tidal surge, knockdown protection. And now these guys on a whim cancel it. You think so, doctor? No, Google Gordon Dove and someone call and tell me how he is qualified to be in charge of this vitally important entity. It doesn't make economic sense. There are no funds to build it. Those are just, economic sense is an opinion, and it's wrong. It does make economic sense. Factually, he's wrong or just lying or not knowledgeable. There are no funds to build it. There are funds to build it. It's called the BP oil disaster. The 3.1 Mid-Barataria, fully funded. Any overrides, Louisiana doesn't pay for it. Overruns, we don't pay for it. Anyway, no, it's sad. It's a bummer. But it's kind of hard to get mad about it. And because I can just feel that not many people in Louisiana give a crap about it at all. And what's ironic about this, these Plaquemine Parish oystermen and fishermen, these few dozen, they know firsthand what coastal erosion looks like. They're oystermen and fishermen down there. They remember when they were little boys being on land that's now open water. And they got the diversions project canceled because few reasons. Ridiculously short-sighted, worrying about today instead of 20 years from now, 50 years, 100 years. And to be honest with you, ridiculously selfish. Ridiculously selfish. Coupled with not wide open thinking, no empathy for other thinking, just today and what they're dealing with and what's on their plate exclusively. And Louisiana goes with that. So there's a reason, Texas is booming for 40, 50 years. The South is a region booming for 40, 50 years. And we've been on a steady decline because of this kind of thinking, this ready, aim, fire, ready, fire, aim type thinking. Ready, fire, aim. No, just sad. But I will move on because I know no one gives a crap, which is really, really sad. Finally, after 12 years, the federal consent decree with the NOPD going away. Wow, that's amazing. No, consent decrees are, they bog down the works. They bog down the works without a doubt. You have just many different restrictions with a consent decree by the federal government. And it makes it very, very difficult to operate a police force. You're literally kind of handcuffed or one hand behind your back. I used an example last hour. The NOPD can't pursue criminals in a vehicle. They jump in a getaway car and drive off. NOPD by law has to leave them alone with this consent decree. That's why when the troop NOLA came in, they're not under a consent decree, the state police. They have authority to work in New Orleans in law enforcement. They can pursue criminals. Before, criminals knew. I mean, there's not a big NOPD presence. They can't pursue us. That's why you saw like smaller crimes, smaller than carjackings and stuff like that going on. The drifting of the vehicles. I mean, that was all over New Orleans for like a year or two. Now you don't hear about any drifting. Like people would come in from out of town. They'd bring a van with jacks and tires and rims. When they'd wreck the rims and tires, they'd take them off and put new ones on and leave them on the side of the street and do more drifting. They had a guy drifting at the foot of the high rise in New Orleans East on I-10. Doesn't happen anymore at all. No more drifting at all. Four-wheelers on Sunday. Now, I know drifting's a minor crime. The four-wheelers tooling around the city on a Sunday, minor crime. But it's still a crime. And the reason it happens is because there's no police presence. And wow, they don't go after criminals. And the carjackings are easy and there's no recourse from the police. So with Troop NOLA pursuing people and arresting people, word spread on the street. Damn, Troop NOLA will come after you. They confiscated Jimmy's four-wheeler. Jimmy went to jail. So the minor crimes, the bigger crimes, carjacking, it's all gone away essentially because Troop NOLA could pursue criminals. The NOPD under the consent decree could not. Now they'll be able to. And we've already seen a dramatic drop in violent crime in New Orleans because the NOPD is more proactive, not reactive, even under the consent decree. This frees them up even more. Throw in some National Guard troops. Going to be able to party like it's 1999, Mario Brothers.
Shout out Prince.
Yes, shout out to Prince, one of the greatest guitarists of all time. 766-9480 is how you dial us up.
He was the Super Bowl halftime show in 2007. I know that.
You got to put your volume up, Mario Brothers, way up. There you go.
Whoa. Okay. Hello.
That's
hello.
about right.
Yeah, he was the Super Bowl halftime show in 07. I remember in Miami.
Mario Brothers. I mean, Prince.
Yes, Mario Brothers.
Mario Brothers. Man, that'd be
As
nice.
a 12-year-old, I headlined the Super Bowl. Yes.
Nice. 30-year-old Mario Brothers. He likes Bad Bunny.
I do. I mean, his music at least.
I had no idea who Bad Bunny was until a week ago. No, it is shocking. Just people freaking out. Just a couple of quick tips. Bad Bunny's a U.S. citizen just like you. He's not an import. He's a United States citizen just like you. He just surpassed Taylor Swift around the world, most viewed on social media. So Bad Bunny, who I had no idea who he was, have never heard any of his music, just a few little clips. I'm not watching Bad Bunny at halftime, but I haven't watched like the last decade of halftime. And I'm definitely not boycotting the NFL or the Super Bowl. And I don't think the NFL's done anything wrong selecting Bad Bunny. The 25 to 54-year-old demographic, he fits in quite nicely. And those are the folks that spend the most money in America. The 25 to 54-year-old coveted demographic, the number one demographic clearly, 25 years old to 54 years old. You can be in that or outside of it, whatever. That's what all folks are going after. Unless you're selling like a geriatric product or a kid's product. And even if you're selling kids, the parents are fitting in that 25 to 54-year-old demo. So that's all the NFL's doing. doesn't bother me or mean anything. They could have my favorite band playing, and I'd probably watch that. But it's a halftime show, and 15, 20 minutes is over with. I'm there for the Super Bowl. Could care less. Could care less if Bad Bunny's playing or not. But folks freaking out about it, absolutely ridiculous. He's a U.S. citizen, just like you.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Artificial turf custom golf putting green. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Total maintenance, keep you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spot. TM-AC.com, your cool spot.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Thoughtful conversation, common sense. Corey Johnson.
With all due respect, Mr. Dennis, I had no idea you'd gotten experimental surgery to have your removed.
Live streaming at CoreyTalks.com.
What was that? Well, I said with all due respect.
Yeah, you're right. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Lebanon's Cafe, open till 9:30. Go get some lamb chops, some shish kebab tonight for dinner. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. So good. Lebanon's Cafe. You know what's great about Lebanon's Cafe? Fresh, authentic, large portions, priced right. Can't go wrong at Lebanon's Cafe. Yummy. I was there a few days ago. Chicken shawarma, fried football kibbe, some tabbouleh. I talk the talk and I walk the walk. I'm at Lebanon's Cafe at least once a week. It's about a mile from my house. And I'm Syrian, half Syrian. My mom's 100%. We were there Sunday, my mommy, my brother, and me at Lebanon's. Get there. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday afternoon. We're on the radio. We're on television. We're on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on Twitch now. Neutral Ground, Corey Johnson on Twitch. and not yet on Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram, but we're working on it. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Come on. Louisiana cancels another major coastal restoration project, fully funded. First, the Mid-Barataria, which would build land west bank of Plaquemine Parish. Now the Mid-Breton sediment diversion project, which would have built land on the east bank. Jeff Landry, when he ran for governor, never mentioned coastal restoration. As governor, has mentioned it twice when canceling these two major projects. Gordon Dove, Google Gordon Dove. He runs the Coastal Restoration Authority in Louisiana and has no business running it, has no idea about coastal restoration at all, not qualified for the position. And Jeff Landry sort of not caring about it, and Gordon Dove having no clue about it, canceling these projects quite simply puts Metro New Orleans citizens' lives at risk. The next storm, when people die, and they will die, part of the blame will be the cancellation of these land building projects because a few dozen fishermen and a few dozen oystermen bitched about it. You know, the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many in Louisiana. That's how it is. That's how it's always been. And that's why we continue to suffer. That's why we trail other states. New Orleans trails other cities. It's simple. We do stuff half-assed, half-cocked, and we don't mind. As long as Saturday night in Tiger Stadium, Mardi Gras, hunting and fishing season, 3-for-1 at the bar is a go, everything's cool. Finally, after 12 years, the federal consent decree with the NOPD going bye-bye. Large amounts of guns, drugs, and even 3 vehicles seized in the quarter. ATF, federal agents, local agents raided a French Quarter spot on Burgundy. Culture Fashions on Burgundy. Culture spelled with a K was basically a big gun and drug outlet. No, they seized a lot of guns, a lot of drugs, and seized 3 Highline vehicles. Culture Fashions on Burgundy. Wow. Condé Nast ranked the 10 best cities in the United States. The Times-Picayune said New Orleans is in that number, and I pulled up the Condé Nast list, and New Orleans is not in the top 10, although the top 10 is crazy. Charleston, number 1, sure. Santa Fe, number 2, sure. Alexandria, Virginia, 3? What? St. Augustine, Florida, sure. Number 4. San Juan, Puerto Rico, 5? What? Savannah, 6, sure. Oakland, California, 7th? What? Lexington, Kentucky, 8? I don't know about that. Honolulu, 9, sure. Pensacola, Florida, 10? For me, sure, but I think nationally people would be like, really? Pensacola, Florida is the 10th best city in America? For me, I'd say yes. I like Pensacola. I like Pensacola better than Destin or the plush, luxurious, wealthy, not rich, wealthy area past Destin, 30A. Incredible beach, incredible views, but overbuilt, overcrowded. That St. Joe company, they kind of took a playbook out of the North Shore of New Orleans playbook. Not a lot of master planning going on. Just build, 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 keep growing. And the Go online and Google like 30A property values. It's crazy. I think they had a record sale of like $18 million for a major, condo house. And it's like 4 stories, got a rooftop pool. It's probably like, 4,000 or 5,000 square feet. I don't know. Do the math. 5,000 square feet, 18 million. That's about $3,500 a square foot. That's like Aspen, Colorado. That's like, the Gold Coast of, New York City, the Hamptons, Manhattan, on the Park, $3,500 a square foot. That's just insane. That's right there past Destin. Right there past Destin, not Miami. Crazy. No, very crowded, no master plan, overbuilt, too many people, expensive, crappy restaurants. Now I go to Pensacola. 3-hour drive, 99% of it's interstate. I-10 to I-110 brings you right down there. Pensacola has some pretty good restaurants. Jackson Steakhouse, Blue Marlin. I mean, Peg Leg Pizza, you get some good shrimp. just they've got a little culture. They got a little bit going on there. I don't know. Destin, I've been going there since I was a kid. Highway 98 in Destin is like Veterans Boulevard, full of traffic, full of retail. It's crazy, just overbuilt. Destin has that Mid-Bay Bridge that goes, north to south. They need a Mid-Bay Bridge that goes east to west. Kind of landlocked, a cluster, you know what? Welcome to Destin and 30A, Highway 30A. I love those SUVs I see in the city of Mario Brothers. They'll have like a 30A sticker, basically going, that's at least where we vacation. Maybe we have a multi-million-dollar house there. And then the private school stickers. I'm like, that's $25,000 a pop. You got 3 of them on there.
Man, good for them.
No, exactly. Oh, no, I'm not jealous or any of that, but it's just sort of funny.
Yeah, it is.
I'm behind them going, there's $100,000 and stuff right there. 3 school tuitions and your, weekend on 30A might be $20,000 to rent the house. Literally.
Letting the world know about it.
Yeah. Oh, well, whatever. That's today. Go on Twitter and look at Clay Travis, who's ridiculously successful.
Yeah, fighting with Ryan Clark today.
He loves bragging. Here's my multi-million-dollar house. Here's my new car. Here's my blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I was dating some chick. She looked at him. She's like, that's an ugly guy. I was like, I got to put that on Twitter. I didn't. I was going to post it. My girlfriend thinks you're ugly, dude.
Sold his soul. Completely sold his soul.
I guess. That's Mario Brothers. Get to Yeoman Stadium. That's where he's headed. Tulane, East Carolina. Yeoman Stadium's about 100 yards from Cleveland's and Calhoun. Go check out the Wave. Go check out college football outside. Fantastic weather. That's Blue Boy barking up a storm. Saying what, buddy? Thank Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. Thank the viewing and listening audience. And remind folks, tomorrow's Friday, Fantasy Friday. See you right here, 4 o'clock.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.